I'm Z, and that's Melissa, just in case, you know, you weren't sure, because I totally look like I could be a Melissa, right? Yeah. Okay. So Melissa and I have developed something we call metaphysical nerd rap. It's a unique genre. We're going to be doing some of that later, but first, an offshoot of metaphysical nerd rap is something we call metaphysical prayer rap.
Yep.
Because before we get freaky, we go deep. So, this has a spoken word chorus. I'm going to teach you. It's a 2-line chorus. I'm going to teach it to you. The first line is, I feel your peace and your presence and your power, my God. Say it together. I feel your peace and your presence and your power, my God. Second line, I feel your peace and your presence in me. Together. I feel your peace and your presence in me. Awesome, you got it. One last thing to know, when we say God, for those of you who have a problem with the G word, when I say God, I'm not talking about the mentally ill Caucasian senior citizen in the sky. I'm saying my God, meaning the highest, the best, the most loving God of my understanding, my God. That's what we're talking about. Are you ready, Melissa?
I am.
Okay. Is your mic on?
I think so.
Okay.
Yes.
Just checking.
Amen.
All right. Here we go. It started out small, something less than a touch. I didn't even know it was you. God was unreliable, a crazy man, righteous, someone I should love and fear. What kind of sense is that? It started out small, something less than a touch. I didn't even know it was you. When I stumbled upon your power, I lost what I was taught. The crazy and the righteous enfolded in a love so vast it stretched the very definition of the word love. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me.
I surrender. I surrender.
Outside of me, and yet you are. It makes no sense, but then it does, for you are here wherever here may be. I speak to you. You speak to me. The voice is mine and not mine, landing in the space between where you and I vanish and begin stretching the very definition of the word me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me.
I surrender. I surrender to love. I surrender. I surrender to your love.
I feel your peace and
I
your presence and your
surrender.
power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me.
I surrender.
I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me.
Sweet.
I surrender and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me.
I surrender.
I feel your peace and your presence and your power.
So sometimes we are blessed to get to do that with a band. You have the most awesome band. Oh my God. But I've been having massive computer problems and sent them a bunch of files that were not any of the songs that we're doing this morning. So next time, maybe. So, but when we've done that with a band before, sometimes afterwards, some members of the band will say, "Anybody got a light?" Okay. You're in church, you're in church, you're in church. So I used to hate myself. Now, I'm not talking about a little, I wish I was a little more like this or that. I'm talking about toxic disdain. Intense. I knew with absolute conviction that I was a victim of everyone and everything. And it really ticked me off. Like I was enraged all the time. And there's nothing more fun than an enraged victim. I didn't like other people very much either. And I know you might find it shocking, but my life really wasn't working very well. So I was a full-blown drug addict at the age of 13. I only had relationships that were either filled with angsty, unrequited love, gotta love that, or verbal or physical, sometimes both, abuse. I was in debt, and I was going in further every day. Every relationship in my life was filled with suffering and drama. It's really too bad they didn't have reality TV back then. I could have been a star. So John Bradshaw says this about addiction and shame. The cycle of addiction begins with the false belief system shared by all addicts that no one could want them or love them as they are. In fact, addicts can't love themselves. They are an object of scorn to themselves. This deep internalized shame gives rise to distorted thinking. This distorted thinking can be reduced to the belief, I will be okay if I just have another drink or a little bit more drugs, if I have some sex, if I eat the right food, if I work a little harder, and like that. Again, the beginning of this quote. The cycle of addiction begins with the false belief system. This is the good news. Yes, indeed. So, oh, look at that. My notes are totally out of order. That's lovely. Who did that? Oh, I did. Wow, I'm missing a page or something. Groovy. It'll make my talk shorter. Wow. Wow, I have no idea. Wow, this is great, isn't it? How does she do under pressure? All right, so I had something I really wanted to say, and I don't see it, so. You're perfect as you are. I know, right? But God sometimes has a heck of a sense of humor, don't you think? So this cycle of addiction begins because we have a false belief. So this is the good news, and this is the page I'm missing is. No, the good news. I'm not missing any bad news, baby. There ain't any bad news. All right. So I'm just going to go with the notes, and if I'm out of order, by golly, you'll just put it all together later. This is why Z memorizes her talks. Okay, so all of this suffering and angst started to turn around for me really, really slowly when I was about 19 years old. When I was 19 years old, I got a teacher in college, and this teacher was actually teaching me science of mind principles, though neither of us knew that that's what they were at the time. So I started on the spiritual path. Now, I was high all the time, but I was meditating. I was medicating and meditating, and I was taking spiritual workshops and reading self-help books, and I was on that path. So life really did sort of start to get better and better slowly. And then 25 years ago, July 31st, I got clean and sober. Thank you. It's a good thing. So things started getting better for me much faster at that point. Any of you sober? Oh, I guess I shouldn't out you. It's supposed to be anonymous, right? Well, I'm not anonymous today. So today I confess that much to my mother's radical embarrassment when I say it out loud, I adore myself. I do. I think I'm really awesome. You know that song? Everything is awesome. Yeah. So, and I don't mean that I think I'm better than anyone here or anyone at all, because I don't. And I don't mean that I don't think I can get better, because I plan to. And I think all in all, I'm really rockin'. Thank you. See? When you believe that, other people around you start to say it too. It's amazing. And plus, I hired these people over here to come. So I can't say I never feel bad, because I do. And what I do today that helps me in those times is I use that as information, because there's really good news in feeling bad. Would you like to know what it is? I thought maybe. So the reality is that when you feel bad, you are believing a lie. Yes. I learned this. I studied for a long time with Don Miguel Ruiz, the author of the Four Agreements. And he says, if you are feeling bad, you are believing a lie. So the good news is, God, I am, the great news, see? Oh, look at that. If we're feeling really terrible about ourselves, we can know, if I'm feeling terrible, I'm believing a lie, right? That's good. This is like science. You can study it, go backwards, figure out what the lie is like that. So some people don't like the word lie. They say that's too strong. And for those of you, you have my permission to say, when I don't feel well, I'm believing something that is inaccurate. But I like lie. Let's just say it like it is, you know. All right. So if I'm feeling terrible about something or about my life or about you, I can be sure I am telling myself a lie and I am believing it. So this is the good news. The good news is that, you ready? The truth is easier to believe because it's the truth. Right? So it doesn't take a lot of convincing for me to tell you that it's light outside, the sky's in the sky. Miguel used to always say that. The sun will shine. You don't have to believe that. It's true. And then every once in a while, I'd look at somebody and say, one of these days, the sun isn't going to shine. He's going to. All right. So it takes a lot of energy to go against that reality. That reality that I'm talking about is that you are perfect. You are enough. You are divine. You are glorious. You are rockin'. You are awesome. That, it takes a lot of energy to go against that. We do it. We see something happens when we're little and we decide, oh, with our little child's mind, we interpret and we say, oh, it must be that I'm not enough or whatever the story is. And then we start telling that story and we start looking for evidence that it's true. With me, right? And then eventually we don't even look for evidence anymore because we know it's the truth. We don't even need to tell ourselves the story because it's just reality that we aren't enough. But it doesn't feel good. And so what do you know when it doesn't feel good? Right. So say that. If I feel bad, it's a lie. I am believing a lie if I feel bad. Okay, I have to give you this one statistic before we do our little closing thing. Because I've been dabbling again in my favorite school subject, which is quantum physics. I love quantum physics. And I read this new statistic recently that just rocks my world. We think that what we perceive with our senses and with our mind is reality, right? Okay, get this. It's really 1/2 of 1/millionth of a % of what is so. 1/2 of 1/millionth of a % of what is reality. That's what we can know. So when we have people pray and they say, God is greater than we can know, they are not kidding. Okay. So once we decide to retrain ourselves to believe and know the truth about ourselves and our divinity, it's easier than it is, or that it was, to believe the lie and convince ourselves. And over we had to say it till we believed it. It's easier. So today what I invite you to do is have this be it. Today's the day you turn it around. If you're telling yourself a lie, whatever it is, you're not enough in whatever way, you turn it around. You know, oh, it feels bad, so I'm believing a lie. What's the lie? What would the truth be? And if you go, oh, but that's not true, then you just tell it over and over until you start to go, well, maybe, until you get it. Okay? All right. Practice telling the truth. Because eventually you won't need to look for evidence. You'll know it's true. And then you can stand up here and say that you rock, because you do. Please stand and repeat after me. Today I start a new life. This is the day I set myself free from shame. This is the day I set myself free from shame. Yes, if I feel ashamed, I know I am believing a lie. This is a waste of energy. From this day forward, I pay attention to how I feel. I notice when I feel bad. When I feel bad, I will search out the truth. I will practice telling myself this truth. I will practice believing it until I know it is true. Because I rock like that. And so it is. So is this one on? Oh, Billy, you are so good. We're going to do a song to help to anchor that in you. One key. Oh, you know, I thought that other, yeah, okay. I thought that other one was a little low. Was it transposed? Yes. It was a different key. No, it's all right. It was easier to sing. Yeah. Well, just, you know, we're having a little meeting. That's all right. I was just a child when Spirit came to me. He said, girl, you have things you are meant to do, so lean on me. And there have been times when I thought I wouldn't make it through. And that's when Spirit would turn my head the other way and have me sing to you. That if I believe, I can. I know that if I can see it, God has a plan. And I will get to the end of my life and be proud of the race I ran. 'Cause if I believe, I can. Following my dreams, I've often felt alone. And each time I was wandering, thinking I was lost, I would be sure. And now I stand here. Ha, I know I am right where I'm supposed to be. And I will hold to the truth God has given me. Now that I see that if I believe, I can. 'Cause I know that if I can see it, God has a plan. And I will get to the end of my life and be proud of the race I ran. 'Cause if I believe, I can. others may say that I am wrong. Ha! What can they know when I know that if I believe, I can. I know that if I can see it, God has a plan. I will get to the end of my life and be proud of the race I ran. 'Cause if I believe, I can. If I believe, I can. Yes, I can. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
That's my wife. That's my wife. All right. Hey, everybody. So when it comes to this idea of shame and moving beyond shame and being free, there's actually one story, a myth really, that is more powerful than all the others. You all know it. It's the story of Dumbo. Dumbo is deep, people, okay? Now, check it out. So you all remember the story. You got this elephant, and he's born with these freakishly large ears. And all the other elephants, I thought elephants were supposed to be spiritual, but they are not. They totally make fun of Dumbo about his ears, and they're all mean. Except for his mom. Mrs. Jumbo doesn't see anything wrong, right? She doesn't even see a problem. Eventually, though, this causes some problems because she gets into it with the non-spiritual elephants, and they cart her off to the loony bin. Now, talk about something to be ashamed of. Dumbo, with these freakishly large ears, has lost his mother because of them. Luckily, help comes along in the form of a little rowdy, possibly alcoholic mouse named Timothy. Timothy comes along and he takes Dumbo out drinking, because that's what you do. And they wake up the next morning, they're both up a tree with hangovers, no way to get down. Timothy points out, though, wait a minute, the reason we're here to begin with is because of your ears. Yes, they're freakish, but they're magic. They can fly. Dumbo does not believe this, right? Denial of your power is always the first step, right? Dumbo doesn't believe it. So Timothy has to make up a whole story about this magic feather thing, and that's why he can fly, and Dumbo buys it for a while. But then they have a big moment. They're performing for the circus. They're up high in the air, and Dumbo drops his little feather. So there's only one thing to do in a time like this. You got to tell the truth. So Timothy tells him the truth. Dude, your ears are magic. You can fly. And because it's the truth, Dumbo can hear him. Flies all around the circus. His mom gets out of the loony bin. It's all good. End of the story. Now, yeah, Dumbo. It's all about Dumbo. So when I saw this movie a while ago, I'm like, wow, I can totally relate to this story. Not because of the ears, but I do have something with my appearance. You may or may not have noticed, I kind of look like a guy. You might not have noticed, just in case you didn't. So much so that when I go in women's bathrooms, oh, dude, it's like I've had women literally scream and yell and tell me to get out of there. It's really fun. You know, When I'm feeling bad about myself, that's what I do. No. So I can still remember when I was 23 years old, I was living alone by myself for the first time. I was in my own energy, my own space, and I remember saying to myself, admitting to myself, okay, I am biologically female, but who I am is profoundly androgynous. I am both male and female. And then, right after that, this other little voice comes up saying, oh, no, 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 no. You can't admit that, right? Just like Dumbo denial is the first step, right? No, 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 no. That's not true. And after that moment, I would see women who look like me now, and I would be just scared of them. Although eventually, as more time went by, I started to say, I wish I had the guts. I wish I had the guts to look like that. And then we had an office Halloween party one year, the place where I worked, and we all decided to be a ghost town and be zombies, because that's what you do. And our boss was going to be the sheriff, but she had to go out of town, so she asked me to be the sheriff. I said, sure. So I got my hat, and I got my little badge, and I put on a mustache, and I walked around all day, and all my coworkers, who were all straight, gender-conforming folks, said, you know, I don't know what it is, but you look really good as a dead zombie sheriff dude. And I said, well, thank you. And it was like my magic feather, right? Something that gave me the courage to do what I could already do. And that moment was a revelation for me. I realized, you know, little girls are not born wearing little girl clothing, and little boys are not born wearing little boy clothing, right? We make this stuff up. And who's to say I can't wear these clothes that are men's clothes? Who's to say they're men's clothes? They're my clothes. This is how I want to dress. And the reason I love the Dumbo story so much is that the idea that the thing that we feel the greatest shame about, that we think is our greatest weakness, is so often houses our greatest strength. Dumbo, he could fly. He could fly. And when I owned myself and my androgynous expression, I found reserves of strength and softness that I had never known before. So how do we get there? How do we get there? Melissa talked about not believing the lie. The other ways, as we can see in Dumbo, are surround yourselves with people who love you. Friends and allies. Dumbo had Timothy, I had my coworkers. The kind of least expected ally that I would expect. Surround yourself with supportive friends and allies, number one. Number two, tap into the love of the divine. In Dumbo, we saw this in Mrs. Jumbo, right? She didn't even see a problem. That's like the love of God. For me, it was spiritual practice, prayer, meditation, being in a spiritual community. I can still remember the first time I heard the Ricky Byers-Beckwith song, No Mistakes Have Been Made in God. The song, All Fades into God. And I heard that song, and it was speaking to me, and it was speaking to this part of myself. No mistakes have been made in God. And I was like, hallelujah, hallelujah. So here's the question for you with that part of yourself that you might be making wrong. Are you willing to see the gift in it? Are you willing to find, even if you can't see it now, the strength? Are you willing to let in the love of supportive friends and allies? Are you willing to let in the love of God? Because when you're loving that part of yourself, you're loving God. You're loving God. Breathe that in for a minute. Everybody breathe in. And now I invite you to stand. We're going to anchor this message by rapping about it. Of course, because that's what we do here, right? Everybody repeat after me. I am incredible.
Incredible.
Okay, now you really want to say this like you mean it. If you don't mean it, pretend you do, okay? I am powerful.
Powerful.
I am
a
miracle.
miracle.
I am
Divine.
incredible, powerful.
Incredible. Powerful.
Sorry. These are sorry, I didn't warn you. Now we're doing 2 at a time. Okay. Okay, we'll do it again. Incredible, powerful.
Incredible. Powerful.
Powerful, a miracle.
Powerful. A miracle.
Okay, this is the all out, everybody goes crazy. We're going to do 4. Incredible, powerful, a miracle, divine. Let's do it a few times. Incredible,
Powerful. A miracle. Divine. Incredible. Powerful.
a miracle, divine. One more time.
Incredible. Powerful.
a miracle, divine. Awesome, you got it?
Yeah.
And I think
There's a singing part.
There's a singing part.
There's a
too.
singing part. I'm going to teach you real quick. But first I have to say something. I've never noticed this until you said it today. Did you know that means that Dumbo's actual name was Dumbo Jumbo?
I didn't know that.
She said Mrs. Jumbo today, and I went, oh, Dumbo Jumbo. I'm changing my name. Okay, sorry. So repeat after me singing this. You go like this. I am all that. I am. And this is 3, so watch it. It goes like this. I am. Do that. I am. And then
Awesome.
we do that again. So,
Awesome.
yeah,
Okay.
you'll get it.
One more thing I got to tell you. I got moves, and I'm not afraid to use them. No one's going to get hurt, though. Okay? Okay. I think, are we ready, Billy? Yeah. Here we go. All around us everywhere are messages we see. How to think, how to talk, how to live and be. They tell us that we're ugly. They tell us that we're fat. They tell us we'll feel so much better if we just buy that. But here's a little secret, here's a little clue. Those messages you see and hear have nothing to do with you. You are God's creation. You're beautiful and free. So open your ears, open your mind, and repeat after me. I am incredible. I am powerful. I am a miracle. I am divine. Incredible, powerful. Powerful, a miracle. Incredible, powerful, a miracle, divine.
Incredible, powerful, a miracle, divine.
Perhaps you think it's crazy. Perhaps you think it's lame to call yourself a miracle. Well, isn't that just vain? But God is a serious genius. God makes no mistakes. Everything about you is divinely made. Your eyes, your face, your arms, your legs, you're a work of art. And if you don't believe me, ask your heart. Turn within, you will see it's radiant and strong. The power that created you has been there all along. Dig it. I am incredible. I am powerful. I am a miracle. I am divine. Incredible, powerful. Powerful, a miracle. Incredible, powerful, a miracle, divine.